Good morning, ballers. What's up, y'all? Jeff Michael here, Sports with Balls Monday morning. Wow. What a show we got lined up today, guys. It's going to be fantastic. What a weekend in sports, man. Ryder Cup, MLB, NFL, NCAA football. Let's dive into it, man. Let's get into some sports. Thank you for joining Sports with Balls, guys. I'm Jeff Michaels. Today's show is brought to you by Ordonez Movers. Whether it's across town or across Texas, Ordonez Movers makes your moves smooth, stress-free, and affordable, professional, reliable, and always on time. These are the movies you actually want showing up on moving day. Local and long distance, packing and unpacking, licensed, insured, and competitive rates. Call Ordonez Movers today, 713-373-1659. Also, my man Wes Butler over at Butler CCS Incorporated. Fire, water, mold, roofing, 713-330-9472. Give Butler a call, man. Unbelievable company and guy. All right, man. Today is Monday, September the 29th. The national holidays goes as follows, and the first one is a huge one, National Coffee Day. Although I've already had one cup of coffee, I am sipping on my Monster now, man. It is a rough Monday morning this morning. Weekend, I had a softball tournament with the daughter this weekend. We did great. It was fun. Those are just long weekends, man. All day Saturday, all day Sunday. It was beautiful weather, so it's hot. Just a fun day. National fun weekend. National Starbucks Day obviously goes along with coffee. But I like going to Slowpokes. Y'all see this shirt? Unbelievable place. Go to Slowpokes. Starbucks is actually closing a bunch of locations here, so weird. Confucius Day. What else we got? National Biscotti. National Goose Day. And it shows a picture of a cooked goose. I don't know if, well, that's weird. Police Remembrance Day, Silent Movie Day, World Heart Day, VFW Day, and International Day of Awareness of Food Loss and Waste. So there you go. Get you a cup of coffee, get you some goose for lunch, and remember the police today. So there you go. There's your national holidays. Man, what a weekend in sports, man. Holy crap. It delivered in every single sports. Ryder Cup, wild Ryder Cup. MLB playoffs, basically, would start tomorrow. We'll get into that. Who made it, who didn't. College football chaos. The NFL matchups left our jaws on the floor, especially last night in an 80-point 40-40 tie. We'll get into that. We're diving deep, guys. Unbelievable show lined up for you today. Let's go first with the Ryder Cup. I just read something on this that says, okay, so obviously Rory McIlroy had a rough time. Bethpage Black, the crowd did not treat him good at all. They were chanting. I guess he had an affair and he was going to get a divorce, and I think the girl's name was Amanda, and they were chanting Amanda at Bethpage Black when Rory was trying to play. It was. I believe that a fan also threw and hit his wife with a can. Now, that's unacceptable. The behavior of Bethpage Black was borderline bad sportsmanship. But there's not another crowd like it. The Ryder Cup is – I have come to love the Ryder Cup. Absolutely love it. There's no Tiger Woods anymore. Scheffler is great, but he's just not Tiger as far as entertainment value. So I love the Ryder Cup. It is fantastic. Now, I watched as much as I could. I got a bunch of the details. Look, day one was brutal. Day one, I think they were down 11.5 to 4.5. Well, that was after the first 2 days, sorry. But it was a brutal day one. But Europe did defeat the United States 15-13. As defending champs, Europe needed only 14 points to retain. They went one better in an outright won. What else? Victor Hovland withdrew due to a neck injury before his singles match, giving a half a point to each side. Shane Lowry sinks an incredible pressure putt on 18 in his match to help Europe hit the magic number. Early dominance basically led to the victory for sure. On Sunday, the U.S. mounted a furious comeback in singles, winning several matches, but the Europeans definitely held on. This was one for the ages, though, guys. Europe arrived with swagger, seized control early, then survived a U.S. charge that nearly rewrote the script. Hovland's injury, the crowd's heat, clutch moments from veterans made this Ryder Cup unlike any other Ryder Cup. U.S. will rue missed opportunities that they had all weekend. It was fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. The crowds, man. The crowds are insane at these things, dude. If you've never been to a Ryder Cup, if you've never watched a Ryder Cup, it's loud. Like it's like LIV, but worse. Like these people go crazy. Michael Jordan was there all weekend. It's full of celebrities. It was a fun tournament. Sunday obviously being the best day because the U.S. made a great comeback in singles, but they got in too much of a hole, way too much of a hole in the first 2 days. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Friday and Saturday, the U.S. just dug a deep hole. I don't even know if they won a match on Friday. Did they? It was brutal. But look, I think here's what you never want to come out of a Ryder Cup, and that's the crowd was the main deal, right? You want the play on the course, and even though the U.S. made an incredible comeback on Sunday, all the talk is about how the players were treated, how the European players got absolutely hammered by the crowds, and I don't want this to take away from the good golf, and I think it has. I mean, not think that it has, it definitely has. Rory McIlroy was not a happy camper, and in some senses, I'm not sure if he should have been. I mean, it was not easy. It was not easy to watch what was going on. There was almost fights between golfers. It was bad. It was bad, and it kind of took away from the golf. But here we are, and the Europeans win again. All right, enough of golf. I digress. 2 Major League Baseball. Oh, boy. There's a bunch of things you could have watched this weekend. Tons you could have watched. Ryder Cup, baseball, NCAA, NFL. I mean, it was this is, for me, late September, early October, this is sports at its finest. This is phenomenal. The Mets and the Astros just absolutely crumbled. Absolutely, just brutal. Brutal. The Mets, they were eliminated from wild card contention thanks to a shutout loss to the Marlins, which actually opened the door for the Cincinnati Reds and Elly De La Cruz, which is a cool story. It's a great story. But Juan Soto, with the huge, huge contract in the offseason, goes to the Mets, and the Mets get absolutely they just collapsed. They absolutely collapsed, one of the worst words in sports. And now you've got Pete Alonso, who will go into free agency. That tells you a lot, man. That sucks. Because I know the Mets, and if you're a Met fan, I know you were probably thinking we've got Juan Soto, we're going to lock up Pete Alonso, we're good to go. No. Pete's gone. Pete Alonso is out the door. The Mets missed the playoffs. They should have been there. There's no other way to put that. The Mets should have been in the playoffs. Instead, the Reds squeak in. Thanks to the Marlins. Good job, Marlins. Good job. Marlins made a furious rush at the end of the season. They actually played very, very good baseball. The other team that missed out were the Houston Astros. After 8 straight appearances, 2 World Series championships, what was it, 7 championship series out of those 8 years? Man, the Houston Astros will miss. I found out Altuve got hurt too. You had Altuve hurt, Pena hurt, Yordan Alvarez hurt, the entire pitching staff hurt. I guess their big deal is Framber Valdez. for the offseason. They've got some money coming off the books. I think they'll have $30 to $40 million to spend. So the Astros, I'm not too worried about them yet. I think they should be all right. The Mets, on the other hand, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. They spent a lot of money. The New York Mets have spent a lot of money and haven't gotten anything for it. Interesting. So the Reds snag an NL wildcard berth despite losing to the Brewers thanks to the Mets. Brewers finished with the ML best record 97-65. Earned a bye into the NL Division Series. The Red Sox clinched number 5 seed in the AL by beating Detroit, which was a good series over the weekend. Blue Jays beat the Rays 13-4 to clinch the AL East crown. That's crazy. That's crazy. Think about that. And the Mets were eliminated. It was a wild weekend in sports in general, but baseball, woo, man. Sorry, guys. Got a runny nose this morning. What else we got going on in baseball? Oh, 3 games, tens of thousands of scenarios, and we got decisions. Decision day yesterday. The Reds squeak in. The Jays take the East. The Sox survive a late collapse. Postseason bracket now set. Games start tomorrow. Check out these matchups, guys. I'm not going to do – I'll give you a couple of who I think is going to win, but the first match, this is at noon on Tuesday. This is – I remember the Astros being in this position, and if you're a baseball fan, this is the only part of the playoffs that sucks. This is a Tuesday in Cleveland. You will have a playoff baseball game at noon. At noon on a Tuesday. Cleveland, Detroit will visit Cleveland. AJ Hinch and his Tigers head to Cleveland, take on the Guardians, who ended up 1 game better than them. This will be the ALW, the AL Wild Card Series, 3 games. First to 2. Skubal will take the mound. The Detroit Tigers are favored in this game, obviously. Should be a good baseball game. That'll be a fun series to watch. They just got done with a series. These 2 teams have battled all season. That'll be fun. That's going to be a good series. Not my favorite yet because you'll see why. Padres and Cubs right after that, 2 o'clock on ABC. Nick Pivetta for the Padres. We don't know who's pitching for the Cubs yet. That'll be a fun series. I hope that goes 3. And then the Red Sox and the Yankees. The only part that sucks about this is it's not a 7-game series. Like, I wish this was 7 games, man. That's wild that it's not. You want to see Red Sox and Yankees as much as possible. It looks like Max Fried for the Yankees is going, and Crochet for the Red Sox. This is in New York. That'll be fun, obviously, because of the Red Sox-Yankees rivaled history. So that'll be a blast. And then Reds at the Dodgers. Go Reds, man. Go Reds. I love the underdog story. The Reds were only 83-79. They squeaked in the playoffs. Very, very quiet team, but good for them. Regardless of how this turns out, good for the Cincinnati Reds getting into the playoffs. Ellie De La Cruz gets some more experience. I like that team, and that's my son's favorite team. Or his favorite player, I should say. But, yeah, man. Playoffs start tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. Obviously, we'll get to everything on Wednesday. But the big news coming out, obviously, after the playoffs is the Pete Alonso will test the market. What else we got in here? Any other? Ohtani hits his 55th home run in the last game of the season. One more thing. The Cal Raleigh Judge debate on MVP. Judge ended up winning a batting title too. I think he's hitting 330. If I'm correct, 330, which is phenomenal. I get it. Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs, and he's a catcher, totally understandable. I get it, man. I get that whole deal. But Aaron Judge is the MVP. Batting crown. I think he hit 50 again. The problem with Aaron Judge is postseason stuff as far as his legacy and whatever. But if we're just talking MVP, I understand Cal Raleigh. But, dude, that lineup in Seattle is ridiculous. Y'all think Cal's the only person over there. Look what they did at the trade deadline. Seattle's a good team. It's not because of Cal. Like New York, the Yankees would be nowhere without Aaron Judge. That's guaranteed. I believe Aaron Judge is the MVP over there. And, of course, Ohtani is in the NL. That is ridiculous. As long as he plays both ways, I don't know how you never vote for Ohtani. How many wins did he end up with? I got to figure that out. But I believe he'll win. Turner wins the NL batting title with a record low, the 304. That's insane. It was not a good batting year. Not a good batting year at all. And this is the first year, I think, I don't remember exactly when the last time it happened. In fact, I'll tell you right now. 2025 is MLB's regular season will officially end with no no-hitter. This is the sixth time since divisional play began in 1969 that there will not be a no-hitter. 05 being the last, in 92, 82, 74, and 69. So no no-hitters this year. Interesting. There's your stat of the day for all you stat guys out there. Who's going to win these series? Let me see. By the way, if you're paying attention on the live broadcast, leave me a comment. I'll try to get to it. If you're listening on podcast, thank you very much for downloading Sports with Balls. I do appreciate it. Tigers and Guardians. Go Guardians. Tigers collapsed, so I think the Guardians. Well, I don't know. Tigers may take that first game with Scooball on the mound. Whew. I think Tigers will win that series. Yep. Padres and Cubs, great series. Great series. Padres will win that. I know the Cubs are at home. It just looks like Kyle Tucker's not there. It looks like they've kind of gone down. Pete Crow Armstrong's kind of fizzled lately. Red Sox at the Yankees. The Yankees will take that. So I got Tigers, Padres, Yankees, and then the Dodgers over the Reds. So there you go. There's my wild card predictions. That'll be fun. Starts tomorrow at noon in Cleveland. Jesus. All right, on to the next, man. We've got a lot to get to. By the way, Juju Watkins, I know there's some WNBA news. Juju Watkins, the incredible star out of USC, will miss all of next season following a ACL tear. Speaking of ACL tears in the NFL, we'll get to a terrible one here in a little bit. All right, let's get to the NCAA football. What a great weekend. Great Saturday. Fantastic Saturday after the last couple weeks have been sort of iffy. But Oregon stunned number 3 Penn State and Happy Valley, making a major statement. That was huge. It was a whiteout in Penn State. I had Penn State in that game, and Oregon won. Big game for Oregon. Oregon may be the real deal, guys. Georgia loses to Alabama. I had Georgia taking that game. I didn't think Alabama was I think they moved up to number 10 now in the rankings. Getting to that in a second. But Georgia lost to Alabama. Virginia upset Florida State. I had Florida State in that as well. Bad Saturday for me. Good Sunday, bad Saturday. Seminoles knocked off in a home mismatch. That was ugly. That was ugly, guys. Let me go over some more scores right here. What else we got? Ohio State handling Washington pretty well, 24-6. I told you Oregon beat Penn State. LSU, Ole Miss game, up to the hype, man. Lived up to the hype. I took Ole Miss. They ended up winning. Great football game. If you've never been to Oxford, go watch a football game in Oxford, Mississippi for Ole Miss, man. It is fantastic. Fantastic. LSU moves to 4-1. I'll get to the rankings here in a second. Bama beat Georgia. Texas A&M over Auburn. Good football game. Indiana over Iowa. Iowa State beat Arizona. Tennessee beat Mississippi State. Georgia Tech over Wake Forest. Vanderbilt wins. Any more upsets? Illinois in an incredible game at USC. It was in Illinois, but against USC. Fantastic football game. That was fun to watch. Notre Dame just beats the living shit out of Arkansas, by the way. Sorry, if anybody's listening that's not 18. But yeah, Notre Dame beat the crap out of Arkansas. BYU handling Colorado, who moves to 2-3. No, Colorado lost all the hype, man. They were supposed to be really good by now. Remember? 2 or 3 years. Give Dion 2 or 3 years in Colorado. He's going to be up there going for a national championship. Number 25 BYU just beat them. Colorado moves to 2-3 and 0-2 in the Big 12. So all that Deion Sanders recruiting hype out the door. Out the door. I know. Give him a couple more years. Fine. What year? 2027? You want to revisit this conversation with Colorado? He brought them in a bunch of money. Last year was fantastic. We'll see. Next week's matchups are pretty damn good. All right. Friday, you've got BYU, West Virginia visiting BYU. Texas at Florida. Texas only favored by 7.5. Interesting. Texas Tech at Houston. The University of Houston with a wild comeback this weekend. Moved to 4-0. Texas Tech is 4-0 or 11. That'll be a fun game. That is in Houston, Saturday at 6 p.m. I'm going to that game. U of H, I will be there. I'm going to go to that game. Kentucky at Georgia. What else we got here? Vanderbilt. Number 16, Vanderbilt. At number 10, Alabama. Woohoo! Vanderbilt visit that. I'll talk about that game more on Wednesday or Friday. That ought to be fun. Boise State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame should have a cakewalk. They should win out. If they lose any games from here on out, they are out of playoff contention. But they should win every game. They'll be heavily favored in every one of them. That one, they are a 17.5-point favorite. The big game coming up this Saturday will be Miami at Florida State. Miami's really good, guys. They are good. They're not talked about. The University of Miami Hurricanes. Watch out. Good football team, man. That's all I got for NCAA football. Let's move on to the big boys. This section brought to you by... I got to get paid, guys. Yeah, brought to you by Hercules, Geotechnical Consultants, residential and commercial. Visit them at www.herculesgeo.com or message my boy Mark over there at mark@herculesgeo. Let me take this banner off of here real fast. So, yeah, there you go. Get the phone number, 713-884-5504, man. Hercules Geotechnical Consultants. Building on a solid foundation starts with reliable information about the ground beneath you. Whether you're building a home, a highway, or industrial facility, geotechnical testing is the key to ensuring safety, compliance, and efficiency. Hercules, we specialize in delivering accurate, reliable, and customized solutions tailored to your specific project. Give them a call, 713-884-5504. The NFL, people say it's getting like wrestling. Entertainment value, you cannot beat the NFL, guys. It is phenomenal. It is unbelievable. Proof in the pudding is last night's football game, man. 40-40. And before, I'm driving home from my daughter's tournament, and I'm like, take the over, Jeff. Take the over. Nah, Michael Parsons is visiting Dallas again. Green Bay's way better. Let's take the -6.5. So I did, and I should have taken the over. 80 points scored in a 40-40 tie and a incredible showdown. An incredible football game in Dallas. Dallas couldn't get the victory, but they do. They do secure a tie, I guess, and that's okay. That's okay if you're a Cowboys fan. If you're tying the Packers, that's fine. And the Packers, like, who are you? You're all over the place. Packers are all over the place. I like them, but this is the NFL, man. And any given Sunday, right? Any given Sunday, and this past weekend, it was proof of that. Absolutely proof of that. The Jaguars Oh, that's last weekend. Why am I on? Why did it do that? All right. Here we go. Sorry. We've got 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. I'll get those in a second. Titans and the Texans. Texans scored 20 points in the fourth quarter to finally up in the Titans, who are the worst team in football. Watching them play, it was brutal. Stroud was 22 of 28, 233, and 2 touchdowns. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem with the Texans. You go to Baltimore next week. Good luck. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, though, because Lamar Jackson may be hurt. We're going to find out more about that. I'll get that in a second. Vikings at the Steelers. Great football game at 8:30 in the morning. The Steelers pull it out. This game was interesting because Aaron Rodgers was laughing with about 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. There was a 4th and 1. They wanted to go for it. Tomlin wanted to kick the field goal. Jones told him no. They should have been up by 6. Instead, they stayed up by 3, and that ended up being very, very stressful for the Steelers because the Vikings almost came back and won this game, or at least tied it up. I hate Aaron Rodgers' attitude on the field. I hate it. He's laughing, joking around like, no, we'll keep the offense out here. Bro, kick the field goal, make them score a touchdown. There would have been no drama in this game. But Aaron Rodgers' cocky ass is laughing like he acted like they had it all sewed up. The Vikings go down and score a touchdown and then get the ball back with, I think a minute and a half left. Minute and 11 seconds or something like that, and plenty of time to go get in field goal range. So Aaron Rodgers just acts like he knows everything about football, and it just drives me nuts. Steelers moved to 3-1. Vikings moved to 2-2. Commanders at the Falcons. Falcons dismantled the Commanders. And it's a good football game. Like, they scored 60 points in this game, 61 points in this football game. Penix had a good game. Bijan Robinson had a good game. Drake London had a great game. No Jaden Daniels for the Commanders. They moved to 2-2. Falcons are 2-2. Saints at the Bills. Bills won. Saints covered. Browns at the Lions went as expected. Lions moved to 3-1. Browns 1-3. And by the way, the Browns are not that bad of a team. Jaguars are way worse. Or not Jaguars. Titans. Sorry, Titan fan. It's getting bad if you're a Tennessee Titan fan. And you know what? F you. You're the old Oilers. Took the team. You won't let the Texans use the Oilers name or the uniforms. This is what you deserve. So there you go, Titan fan. Patriots moved to 2-2 by beating the Panthers. I thought the Panthers were going to put up more of a fight. I think they scored 40 last week. They only scored 13 this week. Chargers. This was the surprise of the weekend. This is why I say any given Sunday. The 3-0 Chargers visiting the 0-3 Giants. Giants win 21-18. Jackson Dart in his first start gets a W for the New York Giants. Eagles beat the Buccaneers in a great football game. Eagles moved to 4-0 and are the clear favorites to win the Super Bowl. I don't even know if they'll lose a game. They've got some smart plays. They've got trickery plays. They can run the ball. They throw it when needed. They do all these little bitty things right, man. It's unbelievable. The Eagles are a good football team, man. They'll be back in the Super Bowl. I like the Bucs in the Super Bowl, though, like I told you. Colts lose to the Rams. My Rams. I got them in the Super Bowl as well. Colts a good football team. This was a good game. Rams win 27-20. Jaguars beat the Niners in a little bit of a shocker. Jaguars moved to 3-1. Jaguars moved to 3-1. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne with a great game. Ravens get upended by the Chiefs, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Looks like Lamar Jackson either quit on his team or does have a hamstring issue. So Houston Texans visiting Baltimore this week, you may get lucky and not have to face Lamar. That'll be interesting to follow this week. But the Chiefs score 37 with Worthy back, Pacheco back. They've got some key pieces back. They put up 37. Mahomes, 270 and 4 touchdowns. Xavier had 83 yards in his return. The Bears beat the Raiders. Awesome game. Just an awesome game in Vegas. That was fun to watch. Bears moved to 2-2. Raiders 1-3. And then last night, of course, a 40-40 tie in Dallas. That was unbelievable. 31 points scored in the fourth quarter alone. Wow. You can't, for those of y'all that think the NFL is scripted, like, dude, seriously? You see all these, you can't make all these storylines up. These are top tier athletes going at it just constantly. So when you put the top 1% against each other constantly, you're going to have incredible drama. And that's what you get in the NFL. And you'll get it again next week. It is very, very fun to watch the NFL, man. Very fun. By the way, I just look forward to the Texans at the Ravens game. Every other game has a spread on it except for the Texans and the Ravens, because we don't know about Lamar Jackson. So we'll have to find out more about that as the week goes on. Guys, time's up. 30 minutes. I'm out of here. I got to get to work. You guys enjoy your morning. Enjoy your afternoon. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. See ya.